The energy inside the Kelly Clarkson Show studio was almost physical, like sound waves vibrating through the bright set, bouncing off the glossy stage floor and shimmering across the neon-lit backdrop. Audience members filled every seat, buzzing with anticipation, some clutching signs decorated in glittery purples and silvers, others still whispering about the rumor that today's guest had requested extra security backstage. Whether true or not, it had added to the electricity crackling through the room. Studio crew hurried around doing last-minute checks. A camera operator rolled his shoulders and adjusted his lens, murmuring a countdown to himself. A stage manager clapped sharply to get everyone's attention, then pointed to the band. They shifted into place, fingers poised above instruments, awaiting the signal. Kelly Clarkson stood just off stage, smiling but slightly tense, straightening the cuff of her denim jacket. Her makeup artist gave her a final dusting of powder, and someone handed her the stack of interview cards she had requested, cards she had been asked, earlier that morning, to follow exactly. She glanced through them one last time, pausing on a question she wasn't comfortable with. She hesitated, chewing her lip, then tucked the card deeper into the stack so it wouldn't be the first thing she pulled. In 5, 4, the floor manager whispered, flipping the hand signals. The lights burst brighter. The applause sign lit up. Music blasted through the speakers. Kelly strode out into view, the crowd erupting instantly. Her voice soared above them with practiced warmth. "Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You all are looking gorgeous today, look at y'all." The audience laughed and cheered as she made her way to her chair. She tossed her hair, beamed, and continued, "We have a huge guest with us today. You know her from High School Musical, from Tick, Tick, Boom, from everything she touches. The one and only Vanessa Hudgens is here." A wave of screams hit the studio as Vanessa appeared at the top of the ramp. She glowed in an emerald green pantsuit that caught the light with every movement. Her hair flowed in perfect waves down her back. She waved to the audience, her smile bright and effortless, though if anyone had looked closely enough, they might have noticed the tightness at the corners of her eyes. Kelly rushed forward and hugged her. Cameras snapped instantly to the pair, capturing the gleaming friendship the world expected to see. But the hug was a beat too quick, Kelly's smile a little strained, Vanessa's breath a little shallow. They pulled apart, and Vanessa settled into the guest chair, crossing her legs, smoothing her pantsuit, adjusting her mic, all with calm precision. "So," Kelly said once the applause died down, "you've had a huge year. Movies, a wedding, a documentary coming out, girl, do you sleep?" Vanessa laughed, the kind of laugh that sounded practiced yet still charming. "I mean, it depends on your definition of sleep," she replied. "My husband says I'm basically a rechargeable battery that never stops talking." Kelly grinned, easing into the familiar rhythm. "Honestly, same, but seriously, I saw the trailer for your new project. It looks incredible." The early part of the interview flowed smoothly. Vanessa talked about the production challenges, the creative process, the joy of finally releasing something she'd been working on for years. The audience clapped at all the right moments. Kelly threw in supportive comments, nodding along. Everything appeared seamless, but there was a subtle tension underlying the air, like a faint hum beneath a song. The kind of tension only those directly involved could feel. Kelly's fingers kept brushing the stack of cards, and every time she touched them, she seemed to stiffen. Vanessa kept her posture flawlessly straight, but her gaze flickered for a second at the sight of those cards, as if she knew something unwanted was hidden in there. After a short pause for breath, Kelly shuffled the cards, glancing down at them. She froze for a fraction of a second when she saw the card she had buried deeper. Without meaning to, her fingertips hesitated, then lifted it out. "And speaking of projects," Kelly said, her tone too light, "there's been some, talk online about a little disagreement on your last film set." Vanessa's smile vanished instantly, a visible shift, sharp, immediate. Her shoulders tensed. She blinked once, slowly, then looked directly at Kelly. "Not the crowd, not the cameras, Kelly. I thought I made it clear backstage that I wasn't discussing that," she said. The audience fell silent so fast it felt like someone had sucked the sound out of the room. Kelly's eyebrows lifted, and she held the card a little lower, suddenly regretting touching it at all. "Well, yeah," she replied softly, "I know you mentioned not wanting to go into detail, but it's something. It's something I said no to," Vanessa corrected, her voice flat. She leaned back, arms crossing lightly, not defensively, but in a way that communicated absolute control. This kind of topic spirals fast. And I told your producers I didn't want it brought up. Kelly swallowed. We're not trying to start drama. Then don't bring it up, Vanessa said. Gasps rippled quietly through the audience. A woman in the front row clutched her purse tighter. A man in the back exchanged wide-eyed looks with his friend. The entire room hung suspended, waiting for someone to break the tension. Kelly attempted a laugh, but it came out thin. Okay, we won't go there. People were talking, so. People talk about everything, Vanessa snapped. Doesn't mean we need to give them more. Kelly's face flushed. A camera operator zoomed in instinctively, capturing the heat rising between them. The producers offstage waved frantically for Kelly to reroute the topic, but she seemed frozen, caught between her instinct to salvage the show and her obligation to the network's script. Backstage exploded the moment Vanessa disappeared behind the curtain. Crew members scrambled in every direction, voices layered over one another like clashing instruments in a chaotic orchestra. The moment she stepped into the wings, a pair of producers hurried forward, trying to intercept her before she reached the hallway that led toward the dressing rooms, but she brushed past them without slowing. I said I wasn't doing that, she snapped over her shoulder, her heels pounding against the polished floor. You blindsided me, both of you. Vanessa, please, one of the executive producers pleaded, practically speed walking to keep up. We didn't tell Kelly to ask that. There was a miscommunication. There's always a miscommunication, she shot back, not breaking stride. Funny how the miscommunications only ever seem to push me into corners. A makeup artist stared wide-eyed as Vanessa swept past, the trail of her green pantsuit rippling like a banner of warning. Someone tried to offer her water, but she waved the bottle away impatiently. Her face wasn't angry, no, it was deeper than that. She was hurt, and the hurt fueled the heat radiating off her. Inside the studio, Kelly Clarkson was still sitting in her chair, frozen, staring at the space where Vanessa had been only moments earlier. Her in-ear monitor crackled as producers whispered panicked instructions. Kelly, we're cutting the next segment. We need you to address this. Say something, Kelly. She blinked, exhaling shakily, finally snapping back into awareness. She walked off. Kelly murmured to the floor manager standing a few feet away. I didn't mean for her to walk off. 2 minutes, the manager said urgently. We're coming back from commercial in 2. Kelly pressed both palms to her knees and leaned forward, breathing through her frustration. She wasn't angry at Vanessa. She was frustrated with herself, with the producers, with the card she shouldn't have drawn, and with the sensation of losing control of her own show in real time. Cameras were being reset. The studio band murmured among themselves, trying to understand what just happened. Audience members whispered, feasting on the shock. Backstage, Vanessa reached her dressing room door. She yanked it open, stepped inside, and slammed it so hard the frame rattled. She stood for a moment in the middle of the room, fists clenched at her sides, jaw tight, breathing sharply through her nose. She paced, back and forth, back and forth. Every time she paused, she felt the simmer of betrayal rise again. A soft knock sounded. Vanessa, it was Kelly. Vanessa sighed with annoyance. Not now. Another knock, please. Reluctantly, Vanessa opened the door a sliver. Kelly's face was tense, apologetic, and paler than usual. She looked tired, and for the first time since Vanessa arrived on set, she looked small. Can I come in for just a minute? Kelly asked quietly. Vanessa hesitated, but then stepped aside. Fine. 1 minute. Kelly slipped into the room and closed the door behind her. I'm sorry, she said immediately, no hesitation at all. I shouldn't have asked that. I swear to you, I didn't want to. It wasn't my choice. Vanessa folded her arms. You picked up the card. By accident, Kelly insisted. I swear on my kids, on my career, on whatever you want, I didn't mean to bring that up. When I saw the question, I panicked. I tried to redirect, but you were already upset. Vanessa's expression softened by a fraction, but she didn't look convinced. Kelly, that question could start a firestorm. My team begged your producers not to mention it. I know, Kelly whispered, guilt etched across her face. But the producers slipped it into the deck. I didn't see it until it was too late. Vanessa sank onto the little couch, rubbing her forehead. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing interviews where people pretend to support me but really just want a viral moment. I've worked hard, too hard, to get reduced to clickbait. Kelly lowered herself into the nearby chair. I'm not trying to make you clickbait. I admire you. You know that. Then why let them push that question on me? Vanessa demanded. Kelly didn't flinch, because sometimes this job moves too fast for me to stop it in time.